I have adult sons. So I'm a single mom and my sons are now adults. They will be 20 and 26 here very soon. And the conversations I have with them are very intentional, especially my 19-year-old who's still at home. Um, I'm taking care of my dad. He's got pancreatic cancer. We just started hospice services on Friday. So essentially, the end is getting nearer, and that's very, very bittersweet because it means the end of a lot of work and burden on my shoulders. It's been a lot of work for me, and the end of days, the being the executor, the work isn't over. I'm taking care of the business side of everything, and I just sometimes I just want to be sad my dad is sick. Anyway, my younger son is home here and it's a weird time and he's struggling to figure out where he fits in all of this. And the conversation we had was basically what it basically came down to was this is my wish for him and for everyone right now, especially if you're feeling lost and you're not sure what you're supposed to do. Find a way to support your livelihood, aka stay alive, pay your bills, whatever it is you need to do right now as a human being, in a way that doesn't fry your nervous system. And if you can, it can be something that brings you joy or brings out your talents and your gifts, like even better. But like start with pick something that doesn't fry your nervous system and go from there. And that can be anything. It can be college. If being a student and all of that feels right, do that. Like just pick something and be okay with it, and know that you can always shift paths. I literally turned 50 a week ago, and I literally am just waiting for this second half to start because it's very different than the first half. Um, I told him, I said, I need to be the primary character of my own story, not the NPC in yours. That was my main job for a very long time, was being supporting cast member or a unimportant character in someone else's story. That is, oh, that looks nice, but I don't remember which one I used. Try this one. I still am an NPC, you betcha. But you need to be okay with it looking a little different. There are things that I'm no longer available for because you just don't need me to be that person in your life. Like, I'm no longer buying you clothes and shoes and things. When I go to thrift shops, I'm going to check. Of course I am. That's just who I am. You're not expecting me to do that. It's not my responsibility to do that. I do that because I enjoy it. Okay, so my wish for my son and for the whole world is to figure out a way to support your livelihood that does not fry your nervous system. In addition, it should be something that taps into your joy and your gifts. We all have a gift and we all have things that bring us joy. Try to find the spot where your gift and that joy intersect. Okay? Mine's a little NSFW, so I have to get a little creative here. But what I'm saying here is you find those things, you find a way to help the greater good with those things. By doing that, if nothing else, you're going to raise your own vibration. You might bring a little joy to someone else, raise the vibration, etc. And because there's so many things that we can't control that are really bringing down that vibration, we have to do what we can within our spaces and within ourselves and within our homes and our communities. We got to start with ourselves. I explained this to my son. He's very sensitive. He's a highly sensitive person. And because of that, he's got amazing gifts, but he also really, really causes us some problems at times. I said, you know what it's like to walk into a room and people are mad. You can feel it. I said, now imagine leaving that room and walking to a room where everybody is chill and happy and kind to each other and just doing fun, enjoyable things. The music's good. You can instantly feel that in your body, right? So why can't we apply that to the collective? If everybody did something different in their day to raise their own vibration a little bit, that means stop doing that thing you know you need to stop and just fucking stop doing it. For me, it's gas station donuts. It's harder than it sounds. So I'm not lecturing you all, but I'm sharing what I'm going through here. There are things we need to stop doing for multiple reasons. Me, the gas station donuts is because it causes inflammation in my body. It gives me less energy, which gets into my way of creating and doing and having energy to help and do for other people. Or making my home better for myself, etc. It has this snowball effect. It's money that I shouldn't be spending. It's being spent at a corporation that's not very good to people. You know, like there are lots of reasons why I shouldn't buy gas station donuts, okay? So instead of that, what am I going to do instead? Maybe I'm going to buy fresh produce at the small, like, ethnic stores in town. Support a small business by buying something that is good for me, like fruit. If I combine the not eating sweets with eating fruit, interesting how that works. It makes it a little easier, huh? And then I start learning again how delicious fruit is. How about that? So it's just like a small thing I can do that's going to raise my own vibration. That's going to allow me to spread more love to the people around me. And that will help, with the collective vibration. That's what I'm saying we need to do. Okay, so my homework for you is this. What brings you joy? What are you really good at? Like, what are you here to do? Like, we all have a purpose. We all have a purpose and a role right now. What is it? What is it? And what steps can you start taking towards that? What can you do today for free? You don't have to wait for someone else's permission. You don't have to, get approval from anybody. You don't need money to spend. You don't need specific equipment. What can you do right now where you're at? What can you do to make yourself a little healthier? What can you do to spread a little love to the people around you? And how can you shift the way you sustain your livelihood in a way that helps you stay sane and not lose your shit? And this is all going to mean us coming together to get creative in how we exchange our services and how we utilize our resources. We can't count on those that govern to take care of us. So we know that. So let's start taking care of us. Well, all this shit is getting worked out.